And here are the warm-ups for April 15th. Asks you to distribute. A side note, this problem is the exact same thing as just having x times 4x plus 2. And as I distribute this, I'm taking the x on the outside times the 4x on the inside. If I write that out the long way, that means I have x times 4 times x, which really means I have 4 times x squared. And then you multiply the x times the 2, which would be 2x, and of course adding that on. So this is the simplified expression for that. The second one, we've looked at when you have two different terms in each parenthesis. A nice technique to use is a generic rectangle. So I'll divide it up into two parts this way and two parts this way because again it's 2 by 2. So I'll just go 2x plus 3, and over here I'll go x and a minus 1, and then find the area of each of these rectangles. So 2x times x will give me 2x squared. 3 times x gives me 3x. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. And 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And then it's nice to, of course, combine like terms. So I have 2x squareds, a total of 1x, and then minus 3. So this is the same expression as what we had to start with. Problem 2. Write the inverse variation equation. So inverse variation, the forms of it are x times y equals your constant, or you could do your constant divided by x is equal to y, or you could do your constant divided by y is equal to x. So all three mean the same thing. I noticed then that this is just telling me that if I can take my x times my y, it should always equal the same number. So negative 1 times negative 50 is 50. 1 times 50 is 50. And 2 times 25 is 50. So the easiest way to write this inverse variation equation is probably just as x times y equals 50. The reason this is undefined is if you try and think about x being 0, 0 times what number gives you 50? And you just can't do it. That's why it's an undefined. If you want to write it in one of these other forms, the constant is 50, so you could say 50 divided by x will give you your y, which is telling you that let's say you take 50 and divide it by this x. 50 divided by 1 gives you 50. 50 divided by 2 gives you 25, so that's what that's telling you. Or you could write it as 50 divided by y equals x. And our third problem says write the decimal of 0.23 repeating as a fraction. This, by the way, is rational. Rational means you can write the value as a fraction using whole numbers. So some of you might recall the trick to do this quickly, which is there are two digits that repeat. That means you'll have two 9s in your denominator, and the numbers that repeat go in your numerator. And if I check this with a calculator and take 23 divided by 99, I get 0.232323. So it is equivalent. And because, again, I wrote it as a fraction, it is rational. The algebraic way to do this is if I were to write 0.23 repeating and set that equal to x. And now I were to go ahead and multiply both sides by, let's multiply by 100. That means x times 100 is 100x. And this times 100, if I slide my decimal 2 spots to the right, would give me 23.23, and that keeps repeating. So these are still equivalent. All I did is multiply by 100 by both sides. Now I'm going to take my original equation and subtract it from my new one. So I'm going to take the x down here and the 0.23 repeating down here. And now I'm going to go ahead and solve this. So if I subtract 100x minus 1x, that gives me 99x's. And over here, if I were to subtract both of these, the 0.23 repeatings would just cancel each other out, and you're left with 23. Now, if I asked you to solve this for a single x, you would divide both sides by 99, and look what you get. So that's the algebraic reason that this little shortcut works. Thank you.